It's recording.
So, so what do you think of shark? What are the benefits of having shark
in the ecosystem as a whole? So every organism, no matter how big or small, actually plays a very important role. Sharks, that kind of goes to a higher degree. So for example, sharks are going to eat, they're opportunistic feeders. So they're going to eat when they have the opportunity. Yes, they do have to hunt. They don't really want to work super hard for their food. So they're going to get the slow animals, which can oftentimes mean that they're older, that they're sick, and that really helps to monitor and to control population. So without sharks out there preying on the animals they do prey on, those animals would become abundant. They would then be feeding on their prey, which would be then depleted, which would then, the animals that they feed on would then be abundant, and it can cause a whole ripple effect in the entire ecosystem. So they actually hold a very important role.
So, are sharks becoming endangered?
Whether they're endangered or not, that's going to depend on the species and also the population. So, for example, the IUCN list is going to talk about a species and its population, right? Depending on where it is. So, are they endangered, like listed? I'm sure there are some. However, what's become more and more of a problem, especially in places like Hawaii or tropical places, is that we now live in a world where if you want to do something like swim with a shark, there's avenues to make that happen. So you see things like people holding on to the fins of whale sharks or tiger sharks, and really that's a disturbance in their environment. Those animals are not used to people, they're not used to, you have no idea what they're doing at that time. Clearly they're not hunting if it's a big predator, or you wouldn't be holding on to it. But they could be sleeping, they could be doing many different things. And so we don't know what's happening there. And so in that aspect, yeah, sharks are in danger because people are encroaching further and further on their habitat. Not just with interacting with them hands-on, but habitat destruction, garbage, pollution in the ocean, and the list goes on and on. Shark finning is still a big deal, especially in certain cultures. So it's our job, well, here at Sea Life Park, we feel like it's our job to educate everybody that comes through the park about those things and about behavior modification, which is changing your behavior out in the wild, so that we're better respecting these animals from a distance and respecting their habitat and their way of life and not encroaching on them as much.
So you were talking about the ripple effect earlier. What would that ripple effect be if sharks were?
So there are over 400 species of sharks in the oceans, right? So it all depends on which shark we're talking about. So something like a great white, a tiger shark, a big predator. Like I said, population control, that's disease control, that's, it's hard to say because like in the science world and in nature, it's survival of the fittest. So we don't know why maybe this animal is slow, but it's going to control that so that we don't really need to worry about it. If you're talking about something like a whale shark that eats tons of microorganisms like plankton, that can have a different effect, So it really, that's kind of a hard question because I would really need to kind of narrow it down like which shark we're talking about here. What we do know is that the media making people afraid of these animals, things like that, is in fact having a negative effect. We don't want people to think like, oh, we just need to wipe out the sharks. That's not the thing. It would not help the environment or the ecosystem at all.
So for the certain species of animals that could be going endangered, what do you think we could do to kind of save them and help them not go extinct?
One biggest thing here at Sea Life Park is respect an animal from a distance. Would I love to see a wild whale shark? Absolutely. Like, bucket list, done. But there's a respectable way to do that, and then there's a way where you're encroaching again on the animal's environment. So number one, give them their space, keep your distance, respect them, respect their environment. Number two, pollution. You know, you hear people say it all the time, the three R's, reduce, reuse, recycle, and it's kind of where it's so redundant that people just kind of forget about it. But they're not thinking about microplastics, which are when the plastics start to break down. They're not thinking about fishing lines and fishing nets. Those things are incredibly dangerous, not just to sharks, but to all marine animals. And so we need to make sure that we're doing our part to taking these things out of the water and not leaving our belongings on the beach and whatnot.
Including their dorsal fin, the back fin, and the side fins, pectoral fins, and even the tail. And the shark is thrown back into the water, often alive.
Those sharks will die in the ocean soon after. And Regnery says it's not just cruel, it's bad news for all marine life.
So they can kill the animals so quickly and so efficiently that the shark populations are plummeting.
She says if a shark species goes extinct from an ecosystem, other species will experience overpopulation, leading to a depletion of their food source, eventually killing off the whole food chain.
It's hard to say where the point of no return is reached and when we cross that line, and the fear is once we cross that line, there's no going back.
The U.S. put a federal ban on shark finning, but it doesn't prevent the sale of imported shark fins from countries that haven't banned this cruel practice. Some states have banned the import and sale of shark fins, including Hawaii and California, and a bill has been introduced in New York, which has the second largest Asian community in the country.
Let your lawmakers know you want shark products banned in your state, because once sharks are gone, they're gone for good.
What are your views on sharks, and do you believe they are important?
My views on sharks is that they're a predatory species that exist in the ocean. Of course, I feel like they're important and they exist just like any other creature on this planet. They serve their purpose and should be allowed to.
What do you think a shark's niche is?
A shark's niche is to control population.
Do you believe sharks are in danger, and if so, why?
I naturally think sharks are in danger. You got a lot of poor limelight within the past 10 to 15 years. You know, a lot of people feel like they are a nuisance or a hindrance to entering or getting in the water, even though that it's more likely to be struck by lightning than did by a shark.
What do you think would happen if sharks were to go extinct?
I think there'd be a huge gap within the food chain, which would cause severe repercussions in the future.
Can you think of any ways to help sharks and make sure that they don't go?
Many people believe that sharks just eat everything, but really they mistake us for seals, or basically things that they eat. In shark movies, people usually think of the shark as a violent killing machine that wants to eat every human or animal that they see. Although this is what the movie seems like, in real life, the sharks don't really think of us as food. They either mistake us for things that they usually eat. Although if sharks were to go extinct, you would think that it wouldn't be the end of sea life. But there are many different things that the sharks do that the other predators of the sea do not do. Sharks can be important to helping clean the ecosystem of the whole sea. Many people believe that sharks are different from dolphins. But really, dolphins are just as the same as a shark. The reason why I say this is because then sharks also. When people think of sharks, they usually think of a killing machine that won't stop at any cost just to get the food it wants. But in reality, some of the sharks don't even kill humans. They usually kill humans because they think that we are either prey or something that might kill us or kill them. Some sea life creatures can be just like a shark. Take a dolphin, for example. The dolphin may seem like a cute and cuddly creature, but really it's a killing machine. The reason why it is different from a shark is because the public thinks of a cute cuddly dolphin at an aquarium. It's just that dolphins are perceived differently from sharks. The reason why I say this is because the public thinks of sharks as the killing machine because of all the movies and and the shark deaths around the whole world. But as for dolphins, they think of them as cute and cuddly creatures